It's me, lover of all things secondhand and homemade. I sit here before you, a woman greatly in need of a little bit of whimsical respite at the beginning of this year. If you've spent time on this channel in the past, you know that I am a big advocate of thrifting, of making your life beautiful and colorful, using items that have a previous life. Today, we are going to extend that philosophy one step further and do a fun project with some secondhand flowers. And by secondhand flowers, I mean flowers that are getting a second life. We're gonna take some flowers that have been pressed, and we're gonna put them in this. This is a frame. You know what a frame is. This is a frame that I have thrifted from Facebook Marketplace. I am going to suspend a beautiful pressed flower collage within it. I've never attempted something like this, so it could go bad. It could totally go bad. I am prepared for it to go bad, but it could also be a delight. And rather than do this and potentially fail on my own, I thought I would bring you with me for company. So if this is a massive success, that'll be great. And if it's a massive failure, then, you know, you'll be here for support. I also have my period. This is the first day of my period, so I have really bad cramps. So I need to distract myself from that. I put on a cute dress. Here, I'll show you. It's thrifted, as you might imagine. I put on makeup, I put on the earrings, I put on my headband that makes me feel like a girl, and we're gonna pretend that we have no problems and that our uterus is behaving just fine, and we're gonna make some freaking flower art. And I think we're gonna talk about why being playful and whimsical is important, and why making things with your hands is a lovely thing. And I think it's gonna be silly. It's gonna be silly and fun. I have no idea what I'm doing. All right, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Look who it is. Hey Fred, you gotta make a different choice. Yeah, okay. All right, so I'm gonna set the stage for this process. So you may be asking, why are there all these books, Sarah? It's because I've been pressing flowers in them. Now, there's a right way to press flowers. As is often the case for me, I have committed to doing this the wrong way. I've done some of it right. I have had flowers pressing in books over the course of several months that I've forgotten about, and I have collected them in this box. Ooh. And they're actually dried out and ready. I realized I didn't have enough for what I wanted to do, so I bought flowers a little over a week ago, and I have been pressing them in the heaviest books I could in the hopes that they will get dry enough in time to do this project. It is not enough time. A week is not enough time. You technically need like 2 weeks to a month at least. You also definitely need to use like parchment paper or wax paper to protect the books, and also to protect the flowers from sticking to the rough paper and potentially like crumbling and tearing. I've also not done that. I'm a woman of my word, and I won't do things right. But I think it's gonna be okay, because here's the secret of being an adult. You ready? There are no rules. There are laws, but there are no rules for things that don't really matter. And doing flower art is something that in the scheme of the world doesn't matter. So the point of this is not to do it perfectly, whatever that means. The point of it is to make me happy and to have fun. So doing something the right way, life's short. But let's just see. So inside this book, I have some flowers pressing, but you know what? It's only been a week, but I think that looks cool. That looks pretty pressed to me. It doesn't smell great, but you know, things don't really as they're decaying. So that's material number one. Material number two that you will need if you want to do this is a frame. Now, you can really use, I think you can use pretty much any old frame. Again, there are no rules, but the flower art that I was seeing that I was particularly enamored with is housed between 2 layers of tightly fitting clear glass. This is not actually glass, this is some kind of heavy plastic, but sometimes thrifters can't be choosers. What's kind of nice about that is it's a little bit more lightweight, which will be nice because it's so big. So it will have a big impact, but will be something that doesn't have to be like anchored into a million studs in my wall. So we have this. One of the big inspirations for this project, I'll show you. Hold on, I'll show you. Because I'm slowly decaying like these flowers, with every passing, I was going to say year, but week, I need to take more supplements and swallowables. I decided to do an unnecessary thing, which was to buy myself pretty little pill boxes. I purchased them from an Etsy seller. I will link them below if I can find them. And they make me happy every single day. And I think I'd like to make my own large scale version of this to hang upon a wall in my home. All right, I'm gonna get to it. Who knows if this is anything? I'm really just playing. But that is kind of the purpose of this activity. Playing is very, very important. As much like fun and whimsy that I can throw into my life, just the 100% better off I am. Especially if times feel dark. Whatever the circumstances may be, it seems to me that like, okay, I've got two choices. I can either sink into despair, let the sadness swallow me whole, and spend all of my energy being despondent, or I can hold fast to what delights me, and in so much as I'm able to control it, fill my life with as much happy peace as I can. Sometimes I think I feel a little frivolous for putting as much importance on making things, or as much importance on like soft creative practices, like, oh, could I be doing something more constructive with my time? But then I just think like, I know myself, and I know that I am able to show up best in the world if I'm coming from a place of like humor and joy. I'm very, very excited to immortalize some flowers in my house. One of the things that I started doing when I started living alone 6 months ago, I was nervous that I would be sad. I was nervous that, this is gonna sound so dramatic, but here I go. I was scared that everywhere I looked would be a reminder of the life I had no longer. High drama. But I sort of took myself in hand and said, okay, well, you better give yourself things to love about your space. You better give yourself things that are gonna make you smile. So I started buying flowers every week. I buy them at Trader Joe's. They're not fancy. I scatter them about the house. It's this tiny little luxury, but it is such a key way that I take care of myself. And like, if I'm having a moment where I feel down, I really often just have to turn my head in whatever room I'm in, and then I see proof of the fact that I can be nice to myself. That's often all I need to sort of recenter and go like, okay, I got me. I'm good. This is just like a baseline, like a pretty fun, aesthetically pleasing project to do, but it's also quite meaningful to me because what I have done is I've immortalized my tools for taking care of myself. And so I'm so excited to hang this in my house. Forever I'll have proof that I'm good at making my life good. There are 2 books that I recommend sort of on this vein. The first was sort of my big inspiration to have flowers in my house on a weekly basis. It is called Buy Yourself the F***ing Lilies by Tara Schuster. It's excellent. It is equal parts memoir and self-help book. The sort of core anecdote that the title is inspired by is this self-care ritual that she had of buying her favorite flower at Trader Joe's every week and giving herself permission to lean into that tiny luxury. And it's a great audiobook if you prefer audiobooks. It's a great book to read if you would prefer to read. Another good one that I actually have physically with me. I lost the dust cover a long time ago. They're floppy and they get in the way. This is Easy Crafts for the Insane by Kelly Williams Brown. It is excellent. It is, again, like equal parts memoir, and I hesitate even to say like self-help book, but like instructional craft book geared towards crafts as a tool for mental health. It's funny and irreverent and takes you through some of like the worst years in this woman's life and how crafting saved her life, really. Both of those resources are ones that I turn to when perhaps I'm out of sorts. Both of those books are really good sources for encouragement to like lean into your own power, lean into the tools that you probably already have at your disposal, and do things that make you happy. We get this one shot at this life thing, as far as I know. We get to do this once. So like, yeah, I want to make things. I want to make things that make me smile. Like this is my job today. I'm working right now, right? Like come on, that's pretty good. That's pretty nice. My point is, just in the grand scheme of the world, something like putting dried flowers into a frame maybe doesn't matter, maybe isn't gonna like cause like seismic shifts in the history of humanity, but man, does it make individual days brighter. And I'm unconvinced as to which is the more important. I think it probably they're on a somewhat equal level. I just think there's room for all of it, is my point. All right, I think I did it. I think it's a little bit wild, but I think that's nice. As I post this, it is Valentine's Day. Hey, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. So if you need like a fun craft to do on Valentine's Day with your beloved, or if you're your beloved, this is a really nice way to say I love you to someone or to yourself. I'm incredibly sweaty right now. I'm sweating. Do I stink? I don't. And I don't stink because this is not at all sponsored, but I'm gonna be an influencer at you for a second. Hold on, I'm gonna get something to show you because it's important. This is the deodorant to beat all deodorants. This is the Vanilla Skin deodorant from Fleur. This has changed my life. I have been on a deodorant odyssey for months. I have spent so much money because I was trying to find an affordable deodorant that freaking worked, that was, natural. For whatever reason, probably because I've been a little bit more stressed than usual, none of them worked. I never fully stank, but there was a must about my pits. I couldn't find anything that I liked. I even tried to like go back to like basics and like, I'm just gonna use a non-natural deodorant for a little while and use like a Secret or Dove or something. And I hated the smells and they didn't work for me. But it's an AHA deodorant, and AHA is a variety of acid that kills the odor-causing bacteria under your armpits. So though you sweat, you never smell. Well, you do smell, but you stink good. It's like salted buttercream. It's like vanilla, salt, and like a little bit of lemon maybe. It's so good. Not sponsored, but go forth and buy it. I've been meaning to talk about it. So this is me talking about it. I recommend. Okay, I'm gonna get the frame. Okay, trying to not smudge it as much as possible, but it'd be a tall order. Ooh, it's really pretty. Okay. This is like if you've ever made a Spanish tortilla where you have to flip it in a pan. Spanish tortilla it's a potato, onion, and egg dish. And if you don't know, I'll explain it to you. If you do know, I'm sorry. You can fast forward. But it's onions and potatoes that you saute, and then you pour egg over the bottom of the pan, and then you let it all set. And then once it's set on the bottom, you spatula it out onto a baking dish, and then you turn the frying pan over top of the tortilla, and then you pick it all up on the baking dish, and you take a breath and say a prayer, and then you flip it, and then hopefully it all stays together, and then it becomes this beautiful potato and onion encased in fluffy, beautiful scrambled egg, and then you have a tortilla. And that is essentially what I'm doing here. I'm making a flour tortilla, except instead of egg, it's glass. Don't go to sleep with a frown in your pocket. Dum, dum, dum. The puzzle pieces all fit together. All right, so it's in there, and I really am quite happy with the result. Things did migrate a bit. However, I am okay with it. I could have used a little bit of glue or tape. I'm gonna let things have shifted about as they did, and that'll be that. And now we're gonna let's figure out where it wants to be in my house. Okay, potential spot number 1. Okay. Okay, potential spot number 2. Potential spot number 2. What do you think? Here's the truth. I'm gonna be straight with you. Here's the thing that doesn't recommend putting these in this room for now. Number 1, I'm gonna paint this room, and I'm gonna paint it relatively soon. Number 2, I think I'm gonna paint it blue, and I don't know that this will look good in front of blue. Number 3, I have a plan to hang other things on that wall, i.e. bookshelves. Number 4, I guess it's really only 3 reasons. It's I'm gonna paint the room soon, I don't know the color will look good behind it, and I'm gonna put something else above my desk. I don't know. And you know what? I'm realizing in this moment, I actually don't have to know by the end of this video. You know what? I'm making the decision right now. I'm not gonna hang it up today. You let me know in the comments where you think it should go. Comment below. What do you think? Is it dining room green backdrop, or is it probably temporary desk whitish gray backdrop? Let me know what you think. There she blows, friends. The finished product. I am very, very happy with these results. This was a really fun, like nearly free project. I thrifted this frame for $5, and I gave these flowers that I had already purchased eternal life. And now I have a beautiful, everlasting reminder of one of the nicest things I do for myself. It's a pretty good thing to hang in your house. Pretty happy about that. I hope this has been fun. I hope that this has inspired you to do something whimsical and creative in your own space. And I hope it serves as a good reminder that having or making something beautiful doesn't have to take a ton of skill, brain power, effort, or money. This required none of that. This is very, very accessible, and I recommend doing it. What do you think, bud? Do you like it? What do you think? If you like this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Fred and I will be back with another video for you very, very soon, and we both hope you're taking very good care of yourselves. Now go make something. Okay. Okay, bye. Okay, goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Bye. Goodbye.